Yeah. You know what time it is? It's real late. Hot 97. My name is Peter Rosenberg. Brand new artist in the building. Brand new-ish. I guess first popped up on my radar. I don't know, maybe like a year ago now, but certainly someone that a lot of people are talking about because you are one of the very few to be directly signed to Marshall Mathers himself. His name is Easy Mill. Easy, what's popping, bro?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
How you been, man?
I've been doing good. A little tired, but it is what it is, you know?
Are you tired of telling your story? Because this is like sort of your initial promo run of going to see everybody. Have you gotten bored of telling the Easy Mill story yet?
I mean, I don't necessarily think so. It's more so just like today, like, you know, it's at the end of the day. It's the nighttime.
Right. Well, you got to tell us, though, because it is interesting. You're born to a music active and loving and performing family from the Philippines. How did before we get to how you got to Eminem, just what was your first introduction to hip hop? Because you have a style that I think people would hear you and assume that you were like from Detroit or New York or LA. How did you in the Philippines first get in love, essentially, with hip hop?
I would say when I was growing up in Olongapo City, Philippines, it was more so just like socially where I got introduced to hip hop. So it's always been like in a social structure, like, you know, for us in the Philippines. So for me, I got introduced to it by friends and sometimes my cousin too. And like that was the first instance I remember, because I remember having heard of some Tupac and like Snoop Dogg sometime, and like early, and then more Snoop Dogg in high school. And then I remember elementary, my cousin told me about Chris Brown, you know, so kind of like that range. You might see my age. Like,
Yeah, I'm about to say, so how old are you exactly?
I'm 25.
25. Isn't it crazy? Like, it's wild for me to even hear that like someone's initial hip hop origin story could involve Chris Brown is so crazy. But at the same time, makes sense, especially because, you know, even if you think about the Chris Brown "Look at Me Now" record,
Yeah,
like I'm sure that one was a big one, right?
That's so true.
Like that's a monster rap record, even though. So, were you always speaking English at home? Did it come naturally for you? What's the story with your English?
I mean, my English has always been broken, I would say. 'Cause just growing up with English and Tagalog at the same time, 'cause like always intermixed, but more so definitely more Tagalog, 'cause I was like, you know, mostly growing up in the Philippines from start to 18.
Well, if you think your English is broken, if we switch this interview to my Tagalog, it'll be a different sort of conversation. So, but like, do your parents speak perfect English?
They try.
Or do you speak better?
I would say just a little bit, man, just a little bit.
I'm always blown away though. And you know what? People like you are the reason, one of the many reasons Americans are so lazy and don't do anything, because other people in the rest of the world put in the effort to learn English, and then we just walk around everywhere like, oh wow, it's amazing. You go to the Philippines, you can just order whatever you want at the restaurant. It's amazing. But like, I'm always blown away by not only do you learn English to speak it, but you also rap incredibly well and fluently in English as well. Did you start out rapping in English, or did you start out rapping in Tagalog?
Man, you're tracing back my memory okay, hold on. I would have to say I even probably learned some Tagalog first, maybe. Because like with like the English, it was just in high school, and I would just rap along and never knew what it meant, you know, like for real. So like in terms of translations, if I see the music video, like that would how it connect, like, you know, to me, I feel from back then. But then again, I remember also loving some my like local rappers, of course, like, you know.
Who are the big Filipino rappers?
I would say Glock 9, Looney, Francis M, Andrew E, you know, like the sort. And that's like, those are a few of the OGs that I've heard and just respected. And also along the ways, like, you know, like I kind of gravitated to the more of the English rap sometimes, even though I didn't understand much of it. I don't know. It was like I think it was the abundance of music videos that like was present in like YouTube, like at that time being, and like we were able to watch more of it in the Philippines, and I really gravitated to that because, like, I'm a real like nerd when you feel me, like when it comes to the creation. So, like I wanted to do some things with the music video. I wanted to edit, so I kind of like just gravitated to more of like, you know, being able to see. Yeah.
All right, let's play a couple of songs off your most recent project, which dropped in August. What's the name of that project?
Duality Redux.
And that has your record with Eminem, Realist. We'll play that. Let's hit Podium too. The first joint out of the gate is dope. We're gonna play that as well. Easy Mill is in the building. When we get back, I'll play some music. We'll hear the story of how the Eminem part of it all came to be, because it's a pretty unique circumstance. Yeah. Easy Mill is here. It's real late on Hot 97. Yes, Easy Mill is in the building. Real late Hot 97. I've also been told that you're trying to spit some hot flames tonight.
I'm gonna see.
All right, we're gonna see how that works out. Well, we got beats on deck. Easy Mill signed to Shady. The way it's written out, when you like Google your name, the first thing that pops up is you're one of 3 to ever be directly signed to Eminem. Is that correct?
One of 3?
Is it 3 or 2? People say 50, just 50, but then I saw somewhere it said Stat Quo, and I didn't know if Stat Quo was. Yeah.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, there you go. So it's Alvon Miller's here. He knows. He's been with Shady for a very long time. So yeah, Stat Quo and 50. So it's rarefied air. So I ran into Paul Rosenberg recently, not to be confused with myself, and.
I know we was tripping about that. It's like you his cousin or something.
I know. Believe me, I wish that would have made a lot of things easier for me. I would have definitely had an Eminem feature on my last album.
Hey,
But I saw Paul recently at the West Side Gun album event and told him I was going to see you. And
Griselda,
shouts to Griselda. Word. And I said I'm going to see Easy Mill next week, and I said, what's the deal? You know, I said, is he through you or Marshall? He was like, nah, he came from Marshall. This is Marshall's thing. So hearing it from, you know, the horse's mouth in Paul Rosenberg, I was like, oh, wow, this is, because I had a hunch when I heard you rap and saw you, I was like, this seems like something Marshall himself would have gravitated towards. So how did that?
That's crazy coming from you, man. I don't know. It's just weird. You have like the same last name as his. You know what I'm saying?
I know. But by the way, we're only friends, I swear. There's no built-in Illuminati. Though we did make that joke a lot of times.
I know.
But like,
y'all probably got mad money for that.
I mean, he does, certainly.
Oh, word.
Listen, I have to deal with the fact that everybody thinks I'm him, and he's Eminem's manager and has been rich for a very long time. He has to deal with the fact that I might say something crazy on the radio, and people are like, yo, man, I heard you bugging. He's like, I don't have a radio show. He does have a radio station on Sirius, but he doesn't have a radio show.
I've heard that somewhere for some reason.
So how did it happen? How did you first interact with Eminem in any way?
The first interaction with him.
First interaction.
Man, that was we was at Dre's studio.
How did we get to Dre's studio though first? I guess we got to go a step back then. I didn't know if it was going to be something else. Let's take it a step back. The first step on the road to you being in Dre's studio and having a situation with Eminem.
So you know what's crazy is it was just like a regular day. My girl just went to work, and I was working on some beats at home, and I was like, man, like this was like on some real drill type, like it was just gonna be by my lonely, like, you feel me? So, and what happened was my girl overlooked an email, you know, from Paul Rosenberg.
Wow.
Your cuz.
My cuz, exactly.
Overlooked the email from your cousin, and was like, yeah, this is not Paul. This is not Paul. This is you.
No, it wasn't. It was Paul.
Yeah, so she thought it was Cap, and like when she got No, while she was at work, our people from Virgin kind of gave the nuts like, "Hey, yo, this is actually real shit."
So you had already had like an indie deal through. You had a distribution deal through Virgin or something like that already.
Yeah.
That you had just gotten on your own from grinding, building your own thing.
So.
So then you get a message from Paul Rosenberg who says what? When you go back and realize it's real.
Because it was like mad, like simple, like the homie, like, you know, like emailed something. It's like, "Hey, yo, can we get in contact of Easy Mill?" Like so casual, and she didn't expect, because usually it would be like the big one, look really formal.
Right.
Like what we got used to. Like, okay, so this the one with money. And this kind of like...
Right, I get what you're saying. You developed your own sort of stereotypes of what the emails look like. And
then they got hit up with so casual, and she thought it was cap. And then she got the call, and then when she got home, and I was like... She told me, cap. Yeah, bullshit. Nah,
you just didn't believe it at first.
Nah.
And so then
I really freaked out, bro. Like, cause it's like you're kidding me. The dude I copy, like, you feel me?
I respect your honesty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Eminem, for God's sake. So what? So did he say in the email like, "Yo, Eminem's a fan," or was he just like, "Hey, can we talk"?
No. What did he say? No, what did it say on the email again? Hey.
Just how can we get in contact?
How can we get in contact with Easy Mill? Shady Records, Aftermath, Goliath.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then in person he told you, like when you talked, he was like...
No, it was them. Had to give us a nudge to tell us it was real serious.
Okay.
And then I freaked the fuck out.
Okay. Okay. And then at some point... when did it lead to like real conversation? Was your first conversation with Paul or with Eminem or both?
With the with our team, it was like my girl, and then with Tracy and them, starting with them out, and then we went to LA to Dre's studio. And
now we're in Dre's studio.
Yeah.
And you are yet to meet Eminem.
Yeah, yet to meet Eminem. So like what happened, like it was kind of like this, right? So let's say this is a lobby, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I come through there. First, it was just my mom and my girl walking through that, like, you know, step right. And then Dre was sitting right there.
Wow.
And then I walk.
That's already bugged out. Just Dre sitting right there is already bugged out.
It was like the lobby, and like, let's say there was a door here leading to inside the studio. This is like underground of his, like, you know. And then what happened was, like, he stood up, bro. He stood up, and there was like this, "Hey, superstar." Like, bro, I wanted the fucking fate. I wanted the fucking fate, bro. Like, are you kidding me? You can't be saying that shit to me, yo. But, bro, I can't believe how I stood my ground to
You kept it cool, though.
Yeah, I kept it cool.
You were like, yeah,
bro.
What's up, Dre?
No, I didn't say. Nah, I didn't say. I reverted back to when I was in the Air Force, bro. Like, yes,
sir.
Yes, sir. Nice to meet you. Like, bro, I caught myself like standing at attention sometimes.
As you should. That's the doctor.
Yeah, bro. And then
okay, so
after that, like, we walked a little bit like this, and then from the door, like the door was open, like inside the studio, right? And then M was right there, like sitting on the couch, like at the edge of the. As you see, like on my picture, right on my IG, like on that couch, exact couch where he was like sitting right there, and I saw a glimpse of him. Round two, pink, like, damn, bro. And I was still standing. And then we were just kind of getting preceded by their people to go into the studio, right? And then when I walked in, he was like, Ezekiel, you know, like that's what I've been saying. And then he was like, man.
So it was clear that he knew
for the last 20 years. Where have you been for the last 20 years? And I was like, I just wanted to ask him this question this whole time. Why haven't you been to the Philippines? Like, and I straight, like, bro, I looked at him, then looked like this, and looked back, because I wanted to just re-snap myself, snap back to reality. Fuck. Yeah, haven't you been to the Philippines, man? And he was like, okay. Yeah.
Wow. So it was clear from him saying Ezekiel from the second he saw you, like, he knows you.
Like, he Okay, so here's what happened. Like when we was in the studio, right? He was telling me that he kind of found us through the Up Down music video out right now. If y'all, yeah, Up Down music video out right now, and he found me through there. And 3 days after, like he found the Up Down music video, that's when, like he told his peoples to
reach out.
Yeah.
And then how long was it between then and signing a deal with him?
2 months.
All right.
Yeah.
Of conversations and getting to know each other.
Yes. Yeah.
And now he's like, and now like, can you sit here and say like Eminem is a friend?
Hey, Eminem's the OG.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
That Eminem's the OG for real.
Does it put any sort of challenging expectation on you that's just built in by having his name near you?
Yeah. What, like, come on. With just his influence throughout, like, you know, music in general, I feel not even just in rap. Like, just him and, like, you know, being with his family, you know, like I find great, like, inspiration from people who can, like, you know, still do what they're able to do and help out with, like, you know, a family. That's him being a family man.
Right. It's an amazing situation and incredibly interesting. I'm excited to watch how it plays out. What's next for you? Because you dropped a project in August. So do you have a plan in the months moving forward?
So possibly, hopefully, music videos and sort, and some new music definitely. So
it's right now it's just building the Easy Mill brand, getting people in America to know who you are. How poppin' is it in the Philippines for you right now?
Oh man, bro, like I can't walk regularly out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long has it been like that?
For ever since Panalo.
Which is how long ago now?
2 years. 2 years.
So it's been on and popping in the Philippines for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And how often are you there versus here?
I'm here most of the time now because, well, it's just been only recently where, like, you know, my situation, like, you know, I grew up in the Philippines and then I just came to work here and it's just crazy.
Well, listen, you said you wanted to show these people what time it was and drop some bars to the city, no?
Hell yeah.
All right, so we're going to do that next. Easy Mill is in the building. It's Real Late on Hot 97. My name is Peter Rosenberg.